Great people, welcome to NameTech channel. My name is Nehemiah and I'm so happy to have you on board. This is lesson 5 on Django, and we are going to talk about how to add link to details. But then before we begin, please take a minute, subscribe, like and share the video to your friends. And to the returning subscribers, I really appreciate you very much for your continuous support. So guys, in the previous lecture we talked about the models, we talked about the Django templates, and then basically we created some templates there, and then we displayed them. And in this tutorial, guys, I want to show you how to add details to a page where we can list more details about a specific member. So let's do this. Let's begin by creating a new template. Perhaps we can call it something like a details.html or any other name. So what you do, just go to where? Just go to to members folder, and then to the templates subfolder. Then in this template subfolder, we're gonna add another template here called details. Basically, let's call it details.html. details.html and HTML, then hit enter to create that HTML page. And then now guys, basically if you're using Visual Studio Code, just type in exclamation, then hit enter. That's the goodness with the Visual Studio Code. It gives you these snippets. So what you do here, perhaps let me change the title to something else, like let me say Django. Let me say Django tutorials. Django tutorials, and then here at the body, guys, let's do this. Let's create a H1, a heading 1, and then let me use a Django tags here. So a Django tag is defined using the curly braces. Then inside these curly braces, I'm gonna add in my members. It is my members, right? My member. It was my member dot first name. Remember these classes we defined in the previous lecture. We talked about the models. You can find them here. You can see it is here. Also, when you go to the migration, you can find more details about these stuffs here. So, and then again, basically you can see that we have these stuffs here in the migration. So what we are gonna do here? Where are we in the details section? Let me first of all close this tab so that it may not confuse you. So here, let me see a first name, and then now what I do, perhaps let me just copy. Let me copy. Then here at the end, let me paste it there, and then I change it to last name. And then also let's create let's create now let me use a paragraph tag here. Perhaps let me use a paragraph tag. Then for phone, let me say phone. Then let me use a Django tag, and then to display what those are classes there. Here actually those are phone numbers. So let me use my member dot joint date. It was joint date. So let me go to the here, and then actually it is what, let's check it is joint date. Let me just copy this class here. Let me just copy, and then do it where were we here, and then here let me just paste it there, joint date, and then let's go for basically this one should be a phone number, this one should be phone, sorry guys. Or what I do, let me just duplicate so that I may not type in again. And then here, instead of joint date, let me use what, phone. Let me say phone. Let me say phone. A phone. Then here I'm gonna change it to perhaps something like let me say member since, to display the date, and then member, then my member dot joint date, and then perhaps here let me also create another one for back, So let me create a link here. Let me say P, and then here let me say back to so that it may draw you back to the members page. So here let me say something. Let me use a URL here. Let me use an anchor tag here, and then here the hyperreference. I'm gonna say type in a forward slash to define the the folder, actually the directory. Then here let me say members. Remember, it is at the same directory, that's why we use this forward it's forward slash, right? Forward slash, then let me say members, should be members, and then what else, members, and then here the text I can say perhaps back to members. So back to members, and then close that. Remember the goodness with the Visual Studio Code, it closes the tags, the HTML tags for you. You don't have to do those steps. So guys, now let's add links in all members template. Now guys, basically the list in all members.html should be clickable, and I take you to the page with the ID of the member you clicked on. So what you do, let's go to the all member section, or to the all member.html file, and then here we are going to use what, the hyperreference. Here let me say let me change this list, then perhaps I add in something else. Let me use an anchor tag here. Let me say let me use an anchor tag. Then here at the hyperreference, let me say details. It was details. Details, then forward slash details, then a forward slash, then let's create an ID here. Let's create an ID with the with what, these curly braces, and then here I'm gonna say what, let me create X, and then for ID let me give it X dot ID, and then I do it close it the way it is, and then again what do we do here? Let me just copy these codes here. Should be at this at this anchor tag, inside the anchor tag. So let me just paste it in there, and then so X dot first name, also X dot last name, and then close the anchor tag. So in this way I will make this the all members be clickable, the all members list to be clickable. Now guys, let's now create a new view. So guys, basically let's create a new view in the views.py file that will deal with the incoming request to details URL. So what you do, go to the members folder, and then what you do, go to the views. Where is views? Views here. Here it is, views.py, and then here we are gonna add in something else. Let's define here a class. So here at the bottom, let's define a function here, a class, and then perhaps let's say details. Then let's use here request should be request ID, and then always remember to do it to close with what, with the colon, and then what we do, let's create now that my member. So let me say my member. Remember there's a class called my members, and then there's also my member. So you can see this my member, so ensure that they are unique, each is unique. So let me say my member, then assign it to member model member, and then dot object should be objects dot get, then we want to get what, the ID. Let me say ID, and then it is ID. So what you do in the next in the next code, let me use what, let me say template like this, template, and then let's assign it to loader. Assign it to loader dot get a template, and then let's use that. Let's use details HTML file, details dot HTML. Is it details? Let me check. Details dot HTML, and then now what we do, let's create now let's create what, let's create a class here, a variable with the variable, let me say context, context, and then let me assign it to this dictionary. Let me say what, let me say my member as the, sorry, I should use my member as the key. My member should be sorry, my member, this is the key. Then at the value, let me give it what, a member, then I do what, a close. Then here let's do it, let's return the template. So what I do, let me just copy this one, and then I do it here at the bottom. First of all, you do it, let me paste it there. So guys, I can see there's an error here. You can see it says that it was not closed. So here it shouldn't be colon, it should be we assign, should be an assignment here, should assign ID to this ID. And then guys, basically the other error is here, it should be my member, right? It should be my member, not member. So guys, let me talk about how to add the URLs. Now we need to make sure that the details URL points to the correct view with the ID as a parameter. Now what we do, let's do it. Let's open the urls.py, urls.py at the my member folder, urls.py, here it is. And then now what we are gonna do, let's add the details view to the URL pattern list. So what we are going to do, let's do it. Let's add here a path, and then paths, and let's call it a path. Or what I do, should I just duplicate, or let me just add in manually for you to understand everything, every code. So here, let me first of all define the members, and then what you do, the members up. Then here, let me do it. Let me before the closing of the brackets, actually the colons, the quotation marks, adding details. And basically the members up, then details subfolder details, and then this ID. So use the integer. Let's use int for integer. Sorry, int. Then ID. Then I do it close the angle brackets, and then what is let's add a comma. Let's add a comma here, and then I do it. Let's say view. Let's say views dot details, then a comma, then a name, Name, let's give it what? Name, let's give it details. It should be details. Let me just confirm these course. It is members / details, and then that integer as an ID, then views details. So it is correct. So guys, if you have been following me, then let's go to our file directory, and then mine was at the desktop. Then go to the project folder. Then let's open CMD here. First of all, click once, then I type in CMD, and then I do it open. Then first of all, you must do it, you must activate. So type in scripts, and then backslash, then activate dot bat, and then hit enter. And then what you do, let's now run the server. So let's say py manage manage.py, then let's run server. So run server, then do it hit enter. So now guys, basically when you run the server, you'll get the URL here with the port number 800. Or basically guys, you can decide to specify the port number by here. Just at the end of this run server, you can add in the port number that you want. But then let's just use the default one, which is 8000. Then let me go to my browser. Then I do it. Let me just paste it there. Let me paste it there, and then I do it. Let's do it. Let's add in the /. It is the /. Sorry. Should be / then members, then guys, basically when you click on each, you can see guys, it directs you to the details about the person. This is Nehemiah, and it was the phone number is here, then the member since this date, then you can return back, then go to perhaps Abigail Cherotich, then a phone number, member since there's no phone number, there's no. Let me try to zoom in. I don't know guys if you can see. Let me try to zoom in. So you can see this member since, and again let's go to Masambio. Then we did not add the phone number, also the date. Then you can return back John Geiwa, and they work. So guys, basically this is what I wanted to show you in this tutorial, and I think you've gained something. Please consider subscribing now, like and share the video to your friends. Until next time, this is Nehemiah. Goodbye. Thank you.